And it's the final day of the challenge. And I'm really excited that you're watching it because it means you must be on the final day, right? That you've done it all, that you've been through it all. So I'm really, really chuffed to bits. Okay, so I just want to end this challenge with thinking about your relationship with your womb space, right? So literally today is all about just thinking about your relationship with your womb space. There's not going to be any visualization practices. I've just had like my I am. Every day I do my best and I improve myself. Yes. Isn't that great? Every day we do our best and we do try and just improve a little bit more. And that is what womb work actually is about. It's like I just try my best and I just try to do a little bit more to support my womb and my relationship with myself, giving myself just a little bit more. And if we take a moment to dive into our relationship with our womb spaces, what we can do is we can kind of like excavate how we feel and what kind of might be lying there a little bit and what there's still left to work with our womb spaces. So when we're taking this time to be with our womb space, I want you to really tune in to your relationship with her, how your relationship began right at the beginning, and there's like this monarchy journey that we can take, but just briefly today we're just thinking about, okay, what was my relationship like at the beginning and how do I feel like my relationship is with her moving forward. So for example, it could be that there's been a journey with infertility and that can create a real disconnect and a real armoring and a real cut off from our womb spaces. Almost there can be a she didn't give me what I needed quick enough or at all or whatever it may be. Some women there's endometriosis and there's been just painful constant probing, clearings, constant doctor's appointments, painful periods, and then that can also create a disconnect and it's like, okay, what does your relationship look like? For others it may be a lack of periods, so amenorrhea, and they haven't had a period and so there hasn't been a relationship, there's been no bleeding. Others, they've used the pill and they've cut themselves off from their cycles so they don't have a relationship and they don't know what the relationship looks like. Or there's like this anger and frustration you feel from your body at you for your choices and how that makes you feel. And actually you want to bring in more compassion for yourself because you made those choices from the best place you possibly could and the place that you needed to. We can never chastise ourselves for choices that we've made for our bodies because we did that absolute best and that's all anyone ever asks of us, right? Just like that mantra that came up at the beginning, and that's why I wanted to read it because I was like, oh, I wonder what's come up right at the beginning before I start talking, and it is, this is we do our absolute best. There's no chastising to ourselves. We should not be chastising ourselves for doing our absolute best. So honouring the choices that we've made and loving ourselves for those choices and being like, well done babe, you did your absolute best and you're doing your absolute best now. What is the relationship like with the womb? Maybe if there has been any sexual trauma, any fears, any trauma around smear tests, any cysts that have had to be checked. You know, maybe there's ancestral traumas to dive into. Maybe there's mothers, grandmothers who have had cancer around there, or maybe there has been removal of ovaries. Maybe there's been hysterectomies. Maybe there's been difficult menopause for mothers and grandmothers that you've witnessed and had to support in some way. So it's really tuning into the womb and how you feel the feedback is. So I'm not going to guide you through this visualization because you now have the tools to sit with your womb space from this week. So bring in a tool that you connected with the most. So was it that you really connected with massaging your womb? Was it that you really connected with bringing in a visualization to the womb? What was it that you brought in this week that you really loved and that you would really like to work with again, to then engage in a free write about your relationship with your womb? And you could literally be like, dear womb, I know we got off to a bad start, or dear womb, we haven't really had a conversation and it's time to chat. Dear womb, I've been feeling really shit about X, Y, and Z. And so it's having a free flow conversation with her, free writing, going into her, feeling her, then bringing up whatever comes through the hand, through the writing, through the free flow, and then seeing what comes up, and seeing what is there that you are looking to work with her. So I'm just honouring you and congratulating you for getting to the end of our 5-day womb challenge, and just really excited to see where your journey goes moving forward. So loving you, honouring you, all my love.